What a beautiful day. What a sea of angels in this city of angels. I would that I weren't a speaker, but a mirror so you could see yourselves. So you could see the beauty of this moment. The problem with going fifth or sixth is like everything's been said. I was gonna first talk about the all-stars that are here in the front row, but that's been done. But I wanna thank you. Lorraine Bradley, your father is who laid this vision out with Diane Watson. 1955 is when light rail left Crenshaw, and we're retiring that period of time because that's 67 years and that's past retirement age. We're retiring the time when there was no light rail here in Crenshaw to bring it back. And thank you to both of you and to your father for being the visionaries who made this happen. Rod Wright, Nate Holden, my old colleague, Mark Ridley Thomas, all the folks who have come before us, Kevin Murray, people who, there are the dreamers who imagine it. There are the planners and funders who make sure it's gonna get done. And then there are the builders who deliver it. No one of them deserves all the credit, but without any of them, we would not be here. That's what this day is about. And it's also about one group that hasn't been thanked yet. And if I could, I'd thank each and every one of the 2,039,214 people who voted for Measure R and the 2.25 million people who voted yes for Measure M, because you have made this possible by saying yes to transit, and yes to less pollution, and yes to fewer emissions, and yes to more jobs. And I was gonna tell you about all the jobs that we created and how local they were, but let me point out our first vice chair and what a champion she was, together with MRT, to make sure that businesses didn't close up and that Black and brown people got hired blocks away from this line. Because that made history and that changed the game, not just here, but across this country. Let me thank our staffers, people like Borja Leon, who's somewhere around here, and Doug. And I want to thank also Dan Rodman from my team, who had a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on this, and Diego and the entire team in the city of LA who worked their tails off to deliver this and to deliver it beautifully. The city council members, thank you, Marquise Harris Dawson, for being here and being a part of this. For Herb Weston and Heather Hutt for being here and making this happen as well. I was gonna sing, but then people had already started singing, so I'm not gonna sing either. All right, I'll do it. Edo's saying don't, but people get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage. Just get on board. You see, this is what we have here today. You're gonna raise it, I'm gonna bring it. But I also finally want to thank, because there's only 27 more speakers after me, but it's gonna be a fun party. And great DJs, by the way, coming. Is to thank the Metro staff. We might say do community meetings, but then they have to hold them. They get yelled at. They get suggestions. When things aren't on time, we ask them why not. And they just keep on plugging forward. Led by Stephanie, let me write into history, because so often Black women are written out of history. That we have a Black woman leading this, we have a Black first vice chair, we have a Black supervisor, 3 Black women who have helped deliver this, a Black congresswoman right here with the great Maxine Waters, with, of course, Karen Bass, who we wouldn't have had those local workers without. And I'm not telling you how to vote, but you better make sure you do vote. And when you do vote, you should consider things like that when you vote. I only got 65 days left. What do I care? So let's make sure that we thank the Metro teams that will not only have dreamed, planned, and built this, but who will maintain this. And when I say this in my last words is Los Angeles, this line is now yours. Care for it like that car you loved so much, like that bicycle you had as a teenager. I used to come down here as a teenager. My breakdance crew, we used to practice up in the hills. Sanford Biggers, who's now this amazing artist who go to the Orange County Museum when it opens and see his sculpture. We used to come down here, walk past the liquor bank, I swear we just walked past it, and then go down to Popeyes and get biscuits afterwards. And we used to look at here and see its potential and feel it. This is your community. This is your line. Love it. Keep it safe. Keep it clean. Be those who own this line, because everybody belongs in this city of angels. Thank you so much and congratulations.
So inspirational. Thank you, Mayor Garcetti. Speak the mass before we officially open the K line to the public, so I'll be brief. Now, the opening of this line is a major step forward in racial equity, economic justice, and climate justice. Now, we've been waiting a long time for this moment, and not just for the program to end. What I mean is that the story of the Crenshaw to Inglewood corridor is the story of our history. It's the story of our successes and of our struggles. The story of communities of people who break boundaries and tell truths. I'm humbled to be following in the footsteps of all of our ancestors here today. I'm thrilled that after decades of going without rail transit, after decades of studies and millions of hours of labor, the tenacity of this community has again won out. And a promise long made to this community is finally being kept. And the credit for this line goes not just to the people who are here when it opens, but all the people who worked so hard over the decades to see it done. I want to acknowledge my predecessor CEOs who have overseen portions of this project being built. Roger Snobel, who oversaw the planning, Art Leahy, who initiated construction where the first PLA and Business Interruption Fund were implemented, and Phil Washington. And while Phil couldn't be here today, I want to share his comments with you. He's sending you greetings, gratitude, and congratulations to the community on the opening of the K-Line. He wants you to know that it was one of his highest priorities during his tenure as CEO of Metro to complete this project safely and with the highest level of craftsmanship possible for this wonderful community and the leaders who represent it. We personally held the contractors to the highest standard and insisted on local hiring from the surrounding community, along with compensating those small businesses who were impacted by construction. Today is a great day, not just for the South LA community and for Inglewood, but for equity in infrastructure nationally. He wishes he was here to join in the celebration, but he says, please raise one for me. I'm not sure what that means, Director Hyde. I want to thank my team for getting this project across the finish line. Brian Pennington, Conan Chung, Gina Osborne, Sammy Gailey, Edna Stanley, Ken Hernandez, Hector Guerrero, Stephanie Leslie, Mark G. and Tom Eng, and the construction relations team, just to name a few. I want to thank you all for being here to celebrate this day with us. Thank you for your patience, your persistence, and courage to shape this project and make it the best it can be. I work for the best board in public transportation, Chair Najarian, Vice Chair DuPont Walker, Director Mitchell, Director Garcetti, Director Dutra, Director Sandoval. Now let's go and get this train rolling. Go Metro. Absolutely amazing. What a day this is, this historic day. Let's get on the K line and let your friends know. Let's keep the communities connected, safe, and full of love, connections. And remember, with teamwork, perseverance, and determination and voting, anything is possible. I've enjoyed my time with you today, and now I invite our officials to join me in the ribbon.